2018, a group of friends in Clark County, Washington, decided to go swimming at a popular spot called Molten Falls with a bridge that sits 60 foot high above the water. This is where the locals meet every summer to test each other's bravery to see who will jump. And since there's no local ordinances against it, they completely ignore the signs telling them not to. But on this day, while Jordan was on the bridge with her friends, she wasn't sure she wanted to jump. And while some of her friends helped her build her courage, her best friend Taylor sat right behind her. And to everyone's horror, Taylor pushed her without warning, leading her to fall completely unbalanced, essentially landing on her face. Take a look.
3,
her face.
2,
Why don't you say no? Ready?
No. What the fuck?
3, 2,
Why don't you say no? Ready?
You heard the smack?
After Jordan hit the water, they immediately knew something was wrong, and it should be noted that hitting the water at 60 feet high, even for trained professionals, is extremely dangerous. But not only did this fall leave Jordan with 6 broken ribs, it also left her with a punctured lung and bruising all over her body. Now this case hit national news, and Taylor was interviewed by many outlets, and she expressed her regret and explained how she wasn't allowed to visit Jordan in the hospital. Although it's pretty clear she was enjoying the attention she was getting, but Jordan and her family wanted some accountability and took Taylor to court, where Taylor eventually pleaded guilty to reckless endangerment. And aside from Jordan's physical injuries, she also had mental ones, basically receiving a form of PTSD from the whole situation. And while in court, she needed help from her mom to explain the severity of the situation. Here's that clip.
Injuries I faced were 6 broken ribs. I had punctured both my lungs. I had a hematoma behind my throat. I had torn my muscles in my rotator cuff, which reflected in the dropped shoulder, and I had very bad bruising all throughout my body.
I'd like to sincerely apologize to Jordan Holderson and her family and friends for the pain and humiliation I had caused by my mindless action that occurred last summer.
In the end, the defense recommended no jail time, although the judge didn't see it that way and sentenced her to 2 days in jail and 38 days of community service. As for Jordan, she made a full recovery.
2 days?
It's still a local hotspot.
They gave her 2 days?
But as always, let me know what you think.
Bro, that ain't no type of privilege. If that ain't no type of privilege, I don't know what privilege is,
You
bro.
may have heard of Riker Webb, the 3-year-old who went missing in Montana in June of 2022. And at the time, this case went viral due to its similarities to the Missing 411 series. Now it was said that Riker liked to play with bugs, which could be the reason why he seemingly just walked into the woods. But it should be noted that when he was found, it was over 2 miles away. And even after quickly getting the search party together, he was somehow able to avoid the search party and survived in rain and near freezing temperatures. But what you might not know is that his brother Caden had a TikTok account, which is now gone, likely due to just how much attention it was getting. But a video has resurfaced from Caden's TikTok account after the community wanted to know how Riker survived those 2 days. And this is what he had to say.
Asking about what happened. Riker, do you remember when you got lost? What do you see?
I see a house.
A house?
Woods.
In the woods?
Yeah. So I can live and then I can live in,
Someone lived in the house?
yeah.
I'm sorry that happened to you, bro. That was scary. You okay though now? Yeah?
Now it should be noted that this was likely about a year after the incident, so he would be 4, so he might not be able to remember correctly about his time in the woods. And when he was found, he was relatively unharmed, and he had taken shelter in an outside shed owned by some locals, which is pretty remarkable considering Montana is home to grizzly bears, coyotes, bobcats, and even mountain lions. And it's for these very reasons that the community speculated that he wasn't the same as before he left, also making the case that something must have led him into those woods and possibly even led him to safety. And although Caden's TikTok is still gone, it's possible in the future he gives us another update. But let
Look
me
how
know
he
what you
look compared. That's a different kid, bro. He's been
swapped.
swapped.
And it all started when
No. That kid's been swapped.
visiting a grave in a cemetery, and with seemingly no warning whatsoever, the son points out something that he sees in the distance. Now, kids often have no filter, saying the first thing that comes to mind. But this mother was taken aback when her son said he saw a man hanging in the trees, and he went into even more detail.
It's been a fast day. Beautiful, Mama.
Mama,
What, Mama?
what's your phone in your tree? The white thing in the tree.
The white thing in the tree?
Yes, that way.
There's a white thing in the tree?
Yeah.
Where?
Oh no.
I don't know.
I think it's old man.
There's an old man in the tree.
Yeah.
Down over there.
Yes, he's just walking.
Where is he walking?
I don't know.
Is he over there walking, Mum?
No.
But there's a man in the tree.
Yes.
Oh.
I should have seen him.
You saw him in the tree?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
It's not you, Mom.
Oh, it's not cool.
Yes.
What did he look like?
Oh no. What friends?
He looked strange.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this obviously unsettled her, so she posted the video online to get people's reactions, with many commenters stating that their reactions seem genuine. But I'm curious of what you all think. Let me know. In December of 2024, Jennifer Sheffield posted a video to her TikTok, and she was quite optimistic about the upcoming divorce that she was going through, because even after sharing 2 kids with her current husband, they had mutually decided that it would be best to go their separate ways, planning to split everything from the divorce down the middle, and opting to give co-parenting their best shot. But just mere days after this video was posted, her family had not heard from her, so they decided to do a welfare check. And to their horror, they found Jennifer deceased alongside her husband, both with gunshot wounds, in what looked to be an apparent suicide brought on by the husband, which makes Jennifer's final video that much more disturbing. Here's a part of that clip.
I thought Spike did it
Take
to
a
both
look.
of them. Get it to them.
So, about to be a newly single mom, and I am in the middle of a divorce. My husband is being incredible though, like really and truly, like we're working together, everything's great, we're splitting everything down the middle, like, you know, everything is good. It is a very civil divorce with our daughter in mind, and I really appreciate that. However, you know, I'm going to be a mom, single income right now, and he will be helping with her, he will be supporting her, you know, so essentially, like, I'm really thankful for that, and that I will not have to worry so much about supporting her. However, I will be on a very limited income, with buying a new house and, you know, paying a mortgage and all that stuff. So, I've never done this before. I've never been on my own before.
Now, it should be noted that neither of them had a history of violence, leaving her family completely
Is she a little
distraught,
nurse?
and
Okay,
her
she might get a
daughters
little
without
break.
parents. And as of this recording, they do have a GoFundMe, which I'll link in the description. So if you have even just $1, consider contributing. But as always, let me know what you think. On October 27th of 2024, a video was posted to YouTube by Carson Dial of what seems to be 2 police officers that seemingly want to ask him some questions at 2 in the morning. However, many commenters quickly speculated that these police officers may not be who they say they are, and are possibly looking for a way to get inside. Regardless, Carson seems to know his rights, knowing that if they had a warrant, they wouldn't be asking for him to come answer the door. And this seems to be supported by something one of the cops say right before they begin talking. Take a look.
Oh yeah, that shit fake. Think they ain't got the same badge on.
What's up?
I need to talk to you.
Okay, you can talk to me right here, man. What's up, man?
I need to come outside and talk to you.
Okay, why?
I have some questions to ask you. Come on out.
Okay, ask them. I'm in bed, man. You're scaring my dogs.
Come on out.
Fuck no.
You
Fuck
got
no.
questions to ask them, just ask them, dude. I'm in bed.
I'm asking. I need to ask you in person. Come on out.
You just ask them real quick, dude. What's going on?
Come on out.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm in bed, so I'm going back to sleep. You're scaring my dogs.
I need you to come out.
For what?
I just explained it to you. I need to ask you some questions.
Okay, ask away. You don't need me to come out there to ask the damn
Yes,
question.
I do.
Go back to bed.
Yes,
Eventually, the two cops left, and there's been no further updates. And although many were left wondering if they were real or not, it wouldn't be the first time a similar situation happened.
But they
Even
caused
June
it.
20, a delivery driver visited a home in the UK, except the entire thing was a setup for a home invasion. Here's that clip. Slight trigger warning.
What?
Put on your door and take it because coronavirus.
In the end, the father was injured by a knife, and the 11-year-old son was shot. Thankfully, they both survived their encounter, but it's an important reminder to always verify before you open your door. Between 2009 and 2019, there have been a reported 212 man overboard incidents on cruise ships, and over 170 of those people were never found. This leaves you with roughly a 28% chance of survival. However, in 2015, a man fell off the Oasis of the Seas, and this was late at night, after an apparent argument with him and the cruise ship staff. And you can see as the man hangs onto a beam next to a life raft with the water churning below. In the end, he was never found. Here's that clip. Take a look.
Stop yelling! Let them work!
Who's she talking to? Who's she talking to? Nigga scared of for his life.
You don't touch me! Because of you didn't have to because I stepped at the door. Let go until he's on board. Until he's on board, I'm not going anywhere. Let go of me! Let get off me!
You wanna go?
He's there! He's there! Stop! Get the light back at the logging!
Did she just say stop? Did she just say stop?
Over!
Like the boat got a break.
It took close to 30 minutes for the cruise ship to be able to turn around, after which it was far too late. But in the case of James Michael Grimes, he was far more lucky, because one minute he was drinking and celebrating on the cruise ship, and the next he came to in the middle of the ocean with no ship in sight. And it wasn't until his family reported him missing that the ship started a search party. And he explains how he treaded water for close to 21 hours, but I'll let him describe it for you.
What?
Grimes says the next thing he remembers, he was fighting for his life in the Gulf of Mexico and the cruise ship was gone.
I can't float myself, even when I'm trying to. So there had to be, the Lord was with me when I was out there, because something was holding me up the whole time while I was passed out.
For nearly 20 hours, James treaded water and battled sea creatures.
He was eventually airlifted to safety, where he collapsed due to exhaustion, and they speculated that he wouldn't have lasted another 10 minutes out in the water. Thankfully, he was saved, but it was an incredibly close call.
Battling sea creatures? The
If you've
fuck
made it this
out
far,
of here,
thank you so
bro.
much for watching, and consider subscribing and leaving a comment, because it really helps with the algorithm, and I try to read each and every one. I genuinely can't believe. On June 27th, this TikTok was posted by Brody_22, and his normal content centers around him and his friends, mountain biking and trail riding. But on this day, while trail riding with some friends, he bumps into someone who he's never met before, and things quickly escalate. In addition, because they're on a bridge overlooking a river, they can't simply go around him, and while this left many viewers divided, they had no idea if he was armed or not.
Holy shit, that's pretty. Oh, dude. Yo.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean it, eh? I mean, like, if you're making fences, like, might as well make them nice. Nice fences are nice. You guys are satisfied,
What we did, man? What we did?
Hey! You said bitch!
No, we didn't. No, I didn't say anything. Dude, I didn't say anything. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I didn't even say anything, man.
And your boss is here!
I know.
Now it's at this point that Brody and his friends believe this altercation to be over, but as they stand there, stunned as to what just happened, he comes back, even more angry.
There's more.
We're not talking. No.
Hey, you want to try?
Yeah, we got to beat his ass.
Dude, get the fuck away from me! You fuck bitch! Dude, we don't want to cause a problem. No, dude, please. Because you're in, please. Fucking stop. We don't want to play. We're scared.
They too scared. They too. I would have. Get your bitch ass out my face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Beep, beep, beep.
We're sorry.
Beep, 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 beep. Nickelodeon, your ass out of here, boy.
He could be in the river.
Okay, we're sorry.
But I won't do it because you're young as fuck.
We're sorry.
I'm 48.
I'm really sorry, man.
He just got some mental issue.
No, we're sorry. We'll leave. We're sorry, man. We're sorry.
They right for not whooping his ass. They win the game.
We'll take a break. We'll just chill here. We'll just chill, man. Okay?
Hey, you know there's a cougar around here. The cougar is chasing people.
Okay.
I don't know that cougar. But watch yourself, boys.
Okay, really careful.
Watch yourself, boys.
Really careful. No.
You want to kick? Show me the skin. You want to go in the river with me?
I'm really
You want to go in the river with me? Swimming. You want to swim because biking is boring.
Really.
You called me.
The video then abruptly ends, but presumably they didn't have any more encounters with the man, and it's unclear whether this man just had anger issues, and if they filed charges against him, because they had every right to defend themselves, especially since they had everything on camera. Regardless, they walked away unscathed. But what would you do in this situation?
Man, I told you what I would do.
In June of this year, an Instagram user known as Belle Rides had an encounter that left her disturbed. Now her Instagram centers around her motorcycle hobbies. However, on this day, she had broke down on the side of the road, and before she had time to figure out what was wrong, someone pulled up alongside next to her under the guise of a Good Samaritan. However, it was clear he had different intentions.
Where's that at? Oh, is that where we put it now? Yeah, Fort Townsend. You single? Right?
Yes.
So you live there, huh?
No, I'm just going just to go.
You got a time limit?
For what?
What time you gotta be there?
Oh, no. Thanks for checking on me.
Work time, it's towards when you said?
She gave him the location.
You know you're hot.
She let him know she was single. She let him know that, bro, she giving out too much information. Too much fucking information.
No one can't be denied their privileges.
Everything's fine for what I see. No, I'm good. Thank you for checking on me, though. No, I'm not dating right now.
Huh?
I'm not dating right now.
I'm not either. I'm not dating. Fun, right? You know, just cordial communication, you know, and visiting people and attractive people, you know. Look at your eyes, look at my eyes.
Yeah.
We're both attractive.
Alright.
Alright. Take care.
What do you think was right and bad? What do you think was...
I don't know.
Is that Sportster?
Yeah.
1200?
Yeah.
What do you have to see in a man to have him attractive?
I don't know.
Say that again?
So I usually date guys that look like they're in the military.
Why is that?
That's just what I'm attracted to.
Now it's clear that his unwanted touching and strange use of words made her uncomfortable, but he didn't pick up on it until she was more stern. And while not overtly dangerous, you never know someone's full intentions. So whether day or night, always be careful traveling alone.
Don't give out all your information.
On the morning of December 17th of 2021, a 31-year-old woman named Paula Miranda Rosa left her grandmother's house in Orlando, Florida, wanting to visit one of Florida's most beautiful state parks. So she got in her silver Toyota Corolla. But before leaving, she stopped at an ATM to withdraw some money, and then continued on 20 minutes north of Orlando to Wakiwa Springs State Park. Now, Wakiwa Springs is somewhat of a hidden gem in Florida and consists of 7,000 acres of dense forest and winding rivers and crystal clear water. However, beneath the surface, the water is connected through a series of underwater caves that run for miles, and it's home to black bears, wild boars, and even alligators. Once arriving, Paula gathered all of her belongings and seemingly just walked into the woods. And on December 19th, her family filed her as a missing person.
What?
And 2 days later, her car was discovered at Wakiwa Springs. And despite a massive and immediate search effort, she couldn't be located, and police were relying on the public to help locate her. And that's when a group of hikers came forward with video footage of someone acting strange in the woods that day. Here's what they captured. This would ultimately be confirmed by the family that it was indeed Paula. The family also mentioned she would never hurt herself and wade into gator-infested water, which leads us to the theories of what exactly happened to her. The first being, of course, animal attack or accidental drowning. And while there wasn't any evidence found for it, some people believe that foul play could be involved. I searched for any interviews from the hikers that recorded her in the water, but there was none, at least recorded on record, which leaves us with the disturbing last moments of Paula. But if you have any information leading to her whereabouts, call the number in the description below. In September of 2024, this TikTok user, whose account is now gone, likely due to people not believing it, posted a series of disturbing videos. Now it all started with the following video after her and her daughter were followed to her apartment by a man arguing with something that wasn't there. But this is just the beginning to a terrifying story.
Oh yeah, I know I seen this. I knew it like she looked familiar. It ain't even him though. It's the door by. It's that door in the corner right there by the hallway. But y'all on game. Watch the door.
I know you heard me. Get out front of my door.
My first time seeing it, I thought somebody lived there. They was peeking out. That motherfucker opened all the way. Like that.
This is the last time I'm gonna tell you. Get out front of my door right now. The police on the way. Go.
Now, thankfully, the man quickly leaves. However, upon watching the video back, the door to a vacant apartment across the hall opens and shuts by itself, and she goes on to explain how this, combined with the strange man, is just too weird to ignore.
Y'all, so here's an update on what happened in the Ring camera footage when I was with my daughter the other day. And they stole my Ring camera, but that's another story for another day.
Yada yada yada. That door locked. She can't open the door. They go in there. They finally she get the maintenance man. They go in there. A whole bunch of motherfucking kid shoes. They're like, what the fuck? Not only did they find kid shoes, they found snake skin in the corner. Like it's a ritual or something going on. Like, bro, what the fuck, bro? And then the crazy part is you see them boots right there. Them the same boots that her daughter had. Somebody's around the building. Still them boots. Still them fucking boots.
This is crazy because I really thought she just lost them at school. Somebody stayed in that room or been in that room.
Oh, she took it in her own hands. She said, we gonna figure out
6 years.
who the fuck taking boots.
6 years. So
She put shoes in the hallway. See if somebody gonna steal them. You hear that, baby?
But apart from seeing strangers on her floor, no one ever falls for her trap. But 2 days later, she would capture something terrifying. And what you'll see is the neighbor come out of her room after hearing the crying baby from the vacant room. But what happens after is truly disturbing.
I thought she at first.
The shoe entirely moves on its own, but before her account went completely dark, she did post one more video. The following is the final video, and let me know, what do you think?
Okay, y'all, so update. As you can see, property manager came and put a lock on the door. And whoever was in there,
Oh,
the fuck? Yes.
On March 27th of 2014, in Macon, Georgia, Kevin Davis and Kimberly Hill, who are mother and son, get into a heated argument. This is when Kevin, who you'll later learn had always fantasized about killing, decided to take a hammer and murder his own mother. At only 18 years old, he then proceeded to take a shower and write a confession note before getting on his bicycle and riding away. But he seems to have a change of plans when he stops at a stranger's house and asks to use the phone and calls the police on himself. After Kevin's in custody, they bring in his sister and let her know the terrible news. But after investigators review the crime scene, they found evidence that even Kevin's sister could not believe.
You want to hit it?
Yes, why you crying?
Do you like something?
I'm sorry.
You're not doing nothing. We're gonna tell you this. We haven't told anybody else, but he wrote some notes before he did what he did.
We're worried about you because
You were on the list.
he was planning on killing your mom and killing you.
But it wasn't until investigators sat Kevin down and interrogated him that they would fully learn of Kevin's depravity. And detectives sit there and listen in disbelief as he details what he did that day with no emotion whatsoever.
And so, I wrote the note. I did.
When did you write the note?
Around 6-ish, 7-ish.
Today or yesterday?
Yesterday.
Okay.
That's in the afternoon or morning?
Afternoon.
Okay. And then what happened?
And then,
She get upset.
well, no, actually, I mulled it over. And then on a whim, actually, I turned it over. Wrote a plan to kill both my mother and my sister, quite frankly, because that's always been a thing of mine. I'm a bit of a pervert.
A bit of a pervert.
It is, actually.
What?
That didn't act. The best laid plans never work out, apparently, or at least the one scribbled on a piece of paper. Because she had decided she was sick of this stuff, she was going to go send me to live with my sister again. And so I kind of left off in a fear and just did it right then and there.
Okay. You did what?
Well, I tried to strangle her with a cord. Rip a cord from a video game console controller. That didn't work, huh?
What was inside your brother's finger?
She's sitting on the couch watching TV.
Okay.
That didn't work out too well. She started screaming, and so I went to her room, opened a drawer at the very bottom to the right. I pulled out a hammer. I went back in the living room, and well, you kind of get the gist from there. And she was out pretty quickly. Kind of tried to play dead at first, but then I finished it.
So you hit her with a hammer when she was sitting in the sofa in the living room?
No, first I tried to strangle her, and that didn't work. She grabbed the cord, so I raced back into her room, grabbed the hammer, came back out, and then did it.
How many times did you with the hammer in the living room?
At least 20, but then she was still alive. I dragged her into the room, as you probably clearly saw, and then I kind of wormed my hand into her brain to kind of just cut it. She was still snoring.
Okay. So she was still alive?
She was still alive.
And you went in there and you kind of grabbed his brains?
Yeah, I just finished it.
Did you use a knife on her?
Actually, I was going to, but no, I didn't get to do that.
And then what did you do after that?
Then I went to her corpse.
You did? Did
I did, actually.
Have you ever done that before, like had sex with her?
No, I have, actually.
This is just the first time?
Oh yeah, I lost my virginity to a corpse.
Was it a fantasy of yours to kill her as well?
It
You
was.
did write down that and you know?
Oh, I did, actually.
My God.
I decided against it because, well, I'd had my fill of killing. I didn't seem a little much. A little too excessive, yeah.
So after you went in and you killed her, and you made sure she was dead by grabbing her brain, moving it around, then you took her clothes off, or what? Or was she already unconscious?
Actually, I dragged her by her clothes to get her, and it was very laborious, actually.
So she's pretty big woman, she's heavy.
Yeah.
Hey, is she your natural mother? Natural mother?
Yeah, actually, she is my natural mother. I take after my father.
The investigators go on to ask what he thinks his punishment should be, where he calmly replies that he should rot in prison. This solidifies the fact that he knew what he did was wrong. Kevin would go on to plead guilty and receive life in prison without the possibility of parole, closing the chapter of one of the most disturbing police interrogation videos I've seen. Now, if you've made it this far, thank you again for watching, and my apologies for the delayed upload, but please consider subscribing and leaving a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.
The 2006 volleyball incident. On July 2nd, 2017, an anonymous user posted a thread on 4chan's paranormal board saying, "How did one live after taking the red pill on the 2006 volleyball incident?" Now, if you're wondering what that incident was, it's a strange and disturbing story. The post was referring to a supposed mass shooting where a gunman killed 14 people during a high school volleyball game in either South Dakota or Nebraska back in 2006. But here's where things get strange. If you search for any information about it online, you'll find nothing. No news articles, no official casualty reports, nothing. Just conspiracy theory websites and the occasional Reddit post asking if it even happened. It's like the whole event either never existed or was somehow erased from history. But despite the silence online, there are many people who claim they remember hearing about it. Some even say they were at Mount Rushmore around that time and heard a report about it on the radio. For a long time, the only evidence of the incident on the internet was this still frame from a home video that was supposedly taken just before the incident with the date September 27, 2006 embedded on it. That is, until some ordinary gamer, a YouTuber who often dives into dark web rabbit holes, discovered more evidence. While browsing the Late Nights forum on a 4chan-like site, he came across the gruesome pictures of a bloody school gym that were allegedly taken soon after the shooting had already happened.
So right here, let's go down a little bit over here. They've got 2006 volley. Oh my god. Oh, we're gonna have to blur this one. Jesus Christ, that's actually like death footage. I think I remember this. I was searching around for some sort of proof of this happening, and apparently it's a snippet from a home video. Oh my god. We have to blur that out. I gotta make sure we note that and blur it real quick. Let me add that to the notes here. Jesus. It's like an actual straight up bloody massacre. It's like VHS recorded. This has to be from like a movie. There's no way. This has to be from like some movie. It's crazy as hell. It's got like a CBI not for release. Like I assume CBI stands for like some sort of a governmental organization or something. That is so messed up. I feel like I should have known this or something. I don't even know if that's like a conspiracy. How is that a conspiracy? It's actually like death foot, unless it's from like some movie or something that we don't know about. Jesus Christ. That is actually the most chilling thing I've seen. We're like 5 minutes into this recording and already it's just like death footage has hit the building.
In the bottom right corner was the text, "CBI not for release," which I'll do my best to show you while blurring everything else out. This has led to some pretty wild theories being spread all over the internet. According to the most popular ones, the incident did happen, but it was covered up by the American government. As the story goes, the government was trying to assassinate someone who was attending this high school volleyball game. Things got out of hand, however, and a lot of the young volleyball players were caught in the crossfire. And since this would have caused tons of backlash from the public, the government instructed the news media to not talk about the story and also paid the victims' families to keep them quiet. However, while the US government is no stranger to covering up the truth, I have to admit, this one is quite far-fetched. Keeping something this big under wraps for so long feels pretty out there. At some point, you'd think the truth would slip out. A somewhat more reasonable theory is that this is a classic case of the Mandela effect, where large groups of people collectively misremember something. And coincidentally enough, I actually did find a similar incident that happened in 2006 in that region. In the Platte Canyon High School situation, 53-year-old Dwayne Roger Morrison took 7 female students hostage, attacked them, and ended up shooting one of them. This also took place on September 27, 2006, which is the same date on which the alleged photo was taken before the incident. Its location in Colorado might also explain why people from the Midwest remember hearing about it on the news. But there are some major differences. Most notably, the Platte Canyon incident had nothing to do with a volleyball game, and there was only one death. But in saying all of that, the most likely scenario is that all of this is a hoax. While researching this incident, I came across an interesting post on the forum Above Top Secret from 2017. In this post, the OP was talking about creating a hoax in which multiple school shootings happened in 2006 in tiny towns, but any information relating to these incidents has been mysteriously erased from the public record. But if that's the case, the images that some ordinary gamer came across, where did they come from? Considering it's been over 7 years since this first contraction on the internet, it's unlikely we'll ever know the answer to this disturbing internet rabbit hole. Grave robbing for morons. On August 8, 2014, a user by the name Simon Pred J posted a video on YouTube titled Grave Robbing for Morons. This was a digital re-upload of a very old VHS video, an extremely chilling one at that. In it, a young man goes into disturbing detail explaining step by step how to rob graves and sell the remains on the black market.
Grab it by the eyes or the nose. You pull out, put your finger, hold it. There's nothing there that will hurt you at all. Or you have to make sure that there's nothing that can hurt you. Do not be afraid. Pull it out like that. Do not pull it by the teeth, or else it'll break out like that, and you will have holes.
What makes this video even more unsettling isn't just its content, but the mystery surrounding it. No one knows who the man in the video is. To this day, his identity remains unknown, and no one has come forward to claim responsibility. This has left the internet in two fiercely opposing camps. Some believe this is authentic footage of a real grave robber. Others argue it's an obscure horror short crafted purely for shock value. Surprisingly, I came across evidence that supports both sides of the argument while researching this topic. One undeniable fact, however, is that the original video is extremely old. The earliest mention of its title, Grave Robbing for Morons, I found on the internet was a now defunct online store for horror VHS tapes called Shocking Videos. This website listed the tape for sale in April of 2003, stating, "What we have here is genuine camcorder footage of a drunken teenage stutterer giving a half-hour lecture on how to steal body parts from graveyards for fun and profit while holding a fresh, rotting skull in his hands." That said, the original video is likely from the late 80s. We can clearly see the VHS box for the 1987 Evil Dead 2 movie 5 minutes and 43 seconds into the video. And to narrow it down even more, there's an issue of Horror FX magazine visible in the bottom left corner at the same time. This specific cover was a part of a unique Fangoria Horror magazine edition released in July 1989, which means the video was probably shot around that year. The horror memorabilia scattered throughout the footage implies that whoever created this video might have been a die-hard horror fan just trying to make something creepy for the thrill of it. And while most of the gruesome advice given in the video feels very authentic, like describing ways to remove the skull from a body that hasn't fully decomposed yet, there are also sections that seem extremely goofy. Like when the host suggests knocking out witnesses so they think it was all just a dream.
Never leave witnesses. If you have to knock them out so that way they think it's a dream.
This gives further credence to the theory that the subject doesn't have any real grave robbing experience and is just making it all up for the video. On the other hand, some people argue that the skull he's showing in the video is far too detailed to be fake. As for the inconsistency in the advice, that could be explained by the theory that this was likely his first time robbing a grave, and that he was simply making things up to seem more knowledgeable on the topic than he actually was. But this is where things start getting really eerie. Toward the end of the tape, the guy almost mumbles his full name, but stops himself before saying his entire last name.
Okay, this was made by Anthony. Well, as a matter of fact, let's forget the last name.
And in 1999, a man named Anthony Casamassima was arrested in New York for stealing an expensive stained glass window from a cemetery. There was a real possibility that this was the same person who made the Grave Robbing for Morons guide. That being said, there are a few inconsistencies that say otherwise. For instance, I did not find any charges against Anthony Casamassima that mentioned him desecrating bodies. He was more into stealing valuable artifacts like stained glass. And more importantly, Casamassima was 40 when he was arrested in 1999. If he made the tape, he would have been around 30 at the time. However, given the young appearance of the video's subject, that seems highly unlikely. I also found a couple more theories as well, but most of them lead to dead ends. One such theory claims the guy in the video might be Craig A. Bradley, who was arrested in 1995 for stealing human remains from a cemetery in upstate New York. Craig would have been around 24 when the grave robbing video was filmed, which fits with the young appearance of the guy in the tape. Plus, he even looks a bit like him. However, the issue with this theory is that Craig doesn't have the stutter that was prominent in the original video.
Usually, winter months I'm laid off. So winter months don't usually pay.
Dig for you and everything, so you dig and your friend digs, and then it's another friend digs. You have to find some place really secluded, so that there's no interruptions, okay?
Now, he could have faked the stutter in the original video for some reason. However, people on the internet find that extremely unlikely given how real it feels.
Grave robber or actor, the stutter is real. I've known several people with really bad stutters, and it's such a specific, uncontrollable behavior that makes it hard to fake. This kid's stutter feels unique and authentic. I've never seen an actor in a movie fake a stutter that felt this real.
It's possible one day a person seen in the video will come forward with the truth, but for now we have no idea who the person is or whether or not this extremely realistic-looking grave robbing video is real. Strange sounds in the sky. Over the past 50-plus years, there have been numerous reports of people hearing mysterious sounds coming from the sky. In some cases, the mysterious noise resembles the sound of screeching metal, like someone dragging heavy metal furniture across the floor. However, the most commonly reported noise is a low-frequency hum that persists in the area. Those who can hear these sounds describe them as omnipresent and extremely annoying. And according to the BBC, the humming noise has been linked to at least one person ending their life in the UK. However,